Hey, this is Tilak. Welcome back to TCS tutorial. Today we are going to see the final setup. It is not a final video, but the final setup of the TCS. That is a statement definition. The statement definition is nothing but a collection of categories. And you can have eligibilities and all these setups. It's very similar to categories, but little more than that. Now we'll see that how we can do the setup. I'm going to create a setup. Is usually the same thing like is a managed page. The additional thing is you can see here is that you can export that XML file, import the XML file. Basically, you can choose the setup and you can export it to XML file. You can keep it further or you can move it into a different environment. Okay. Do not edit the XML file unless until you know what you are doing because this is a bit complicated. The reason is the way it is structured is there is a one more option to export that there where you can export more than one statement, so that it create all the unique items, the items and categories basically reusable to different category. So the way it is creating it is find out what are the unique item for all the statement, unique item for all the categories for all item. That is a bit complicated. So unless until you know what you are doing it, don't touch that XML file. Okay, and this option allow you to import the exported XML file. Okay, now we are going to create it. We will see once we done no setup. Uh, I'm creating it. I'm putting a lesson lesson statement like okay. Now once I go there, the name should be unique and I'm going to add a category. Okay, this also allow you to create a category from here. First thing I'm going to do is add a category. I'm just choosing all that lessons. Okay, here you can do more than one. Like for example, the first one I'm adding here is a cash compensation. Apply. Then I'm going for a benefit. Apply. Then I'm going for a user category. Then I'm going for a apply. Okay, these are the subcategory. I'm not adding that. Okay, okay. This is I'm saving it. Basically, I'm saved the whole thing. Now here you can expand everything to see what are the things are available to expand all. Okay, and also I'm adding all the columns. Okay, show all. Now this give you the entire structure of what is this category, what are the items, I mean like in the role level, what is that? If it has got a item, it has got items. If you are going here, it has got a two subcategories. What are the item in the subcategory? Here also you can click and you can view that what kind of item it is. It give you the basic information of what is the type and all the stuff. It is here there, and you can also you can edit the category so that will navigate into the category. You can do that. I'm just saving it, then I go there and come back. Okay, okay, you can edit this category, add, edit, delete, everything. You can do that. You can't do delete. Basically, you can basically change the strings and you can say you can come back or you can cancel it to come back. Okay, and this is the everything of the statement setup. Okay, now the other one, once it is done, just I'm going to, I'm minimizing it. Not to collapse everything. Should collapse everything. Collapse off. Okay. Okay. Now this is basically we added 5 categories. Now after this one, once it is done, then you have to add a period. Okay. The period can be added in two ways. Either you can add a one period, say one 2023 and 12/31/2023, year 2023 for lesson. Okay, so try to give these unique names because so most of the time you may not see that when in the statement, you don't see the statement name, only you see the period names. Okay, then on which date, from which date it should be available to that user worker, on which date the currency, if we are having a more than one currency, on which date the currency has to be used a conversion amount. Okay, and this is done. Okay, now once it is done, now okay, now welcome page. Welcome page is the first page, or like say like in the cover page of that statement, or what you want here. Like you can put that anything like welcome page. You can put all these like whatever you want to say that as a cover page. Like I'm not going to get into all the text and everything. Again, here you can add an insert field and everything. Not now. I'll come cover later that part. Okay, save and close. Okay, and okay. Now the statement feedback that is also for the later lessons. Okay. Now once this is done, you can have okay. Now add one period. I can add a multiple period. So basically, you give a start date, end date, and all the date available, conversion date, number of periods. Okay. Now so basically what it does is like it, for example, you are giving a year, then it create like every yearly basis create a, like if you give a 10, then it create for a 10 years. And if it is a monthly, then probably it create a month. So it knows that it takes that the date between the start date and the different date. That is how it's added. Okay, if it's a monthly, then it goes monthly. Then if it is a like yearly, it goes yearly. That is how that the creates address. So basically, at a time, you can create more than one period. Okay, now we are done here. I'm going to go for the third option, statement option. This is basically you can define eligibility. Okay, eligibility is the benefit module that allow to choose a person. So basically, the eligibility you can have eligibility in the person level, for example, gender, smoker, education, all these things you can do that. And the employment level, basically, what kind of a job, what kind of a salary, all these employment level. And there are a lot of like other level you can do that. And you can also have a fast formula over there. Okay, now what happened here is that written within the condition true yes or no. Okay, if it is that written yes, the person will be processed. If that written no, the person won't be processed. And I'm not going to explain that now because that itself take a one lesson. Okay, then we'll cover that in the end. In the advanced level, we'll cover that. Okay, that you can add the eligibility. Like you can this allow you to go to the eligibility. Like this basically you can choose the eligibility here. You can do that. Okay. Now, visually denote estimated amount. So we when you are defining the item, we say the estimated amount is there or not. Like there's a flag. So if that flag is there, whether you want to define that or ignore that. Okay. Now, when the statement is defined, the job is displayed. So here you can choose job or position or both. Right? You can do that. So basically, it will display the job and position. If it is a position, basically it says what kind of what is that assignment status, assignment level, other the employment? That is what the definition for that. Okay. Then there is a summary level. That is the top level of the data. Okay. Whether you want, you can ignore that. Then, like most of the people like you want to show that. Basically, that shows that the summary is basically divided into a monetary section and the non-monetary section and the other section, and there's no definition for the other section. What is the other section means is when if there is a your contribution and my contribution coming into the picture. Sorry, I mean when you have a monetary and non-monetary together, and that doesn't fall either in monetary or a non-monetary. For example, some of the item is a monetary, some of the item is a non-monetary. So when you are clapping together, then that cannot fall into any of that summary category because you can't sum the values and all that stuff. So that get into the others. But otherwise, if it's a monetary, it will be display monetary. It is here a non-monetary. You can ignore one particular, okay, this we call it top categories. That's what we call it, the top categories. So you can ignore particular top category is not part of that summary. You can do that. Okay. And action level is the same, like with the column properties, you can edit that, then you can reorder the column. This is the same here. And if you are, and here basically you can see here, you can have a descriptive page, you can have supplemental. This is almost like a category. You can have a category. And for every section, I have the monetary and non-monetary also behave like a category. You can have a graph, you can have a descriptive, the same thing you can have it. It is very similar to, okay, the entire definition, entire section works like a category, and this also like work like a category. So basically, like a category, you have a descriptive, non-descriptive, and all the stuff. Then within the monetary, then you can have a like table graph, all this information is there. So you can also reorder if you want to reorder the non-monetary comes first. You can do that. Like you can reorder which one has to come, the descriptive text, which one has to come first. That is now you can do that. So all these things are similar to category. Okay. Now I'm saving that. Okay, now I went to that. Now, what are the information has to be done in online currency? What is the preferred currency? Okay, the include category line item. The line item means it is that the transaction level details. Every date, what is the date, what is that transaction amount, all this. Do you need that level? Or you need a kind of a little summary level? Without all the transaction information, you need only the summary level. So if you say yes, then you'll get that information. Then that, okay. And in the statement, especially in the online statement, you can have two things. There's a possibility a transaction could be in a different currencies, but the transaction also displayed in a preferred currency, which is in the user preference. When you go here, you can see the user preferences where you can define a currency. Whether the currency has to be displayed in that preferred currency by default, you can switch it, or you have to define the actual currency. The local currency is nothing but the actual currency. Okay. So if you say preferred currency, that by default when you are going to the transaction level, not in a summary level, when whichever that like the category level or that above that parent category level, summary level, all these wherever summing happened, where you can't switch it. The only the switch can happen in the currency switch happen in the transaction level. So it says which currency you want to display it. That's what the question is here. Now, when you are coming to the printable statement, that's a PDF. The same thing, whether you want to include the item details. Yeah, I want to include the item details. Then it says it allows you to create two currencies and like generate a printable summary in the local currency. Local currency is nothing but how do we define a local currency, which is basically whatever the employee's salary currency is the his local currency. Okay, if the employee salary currency is not there, there is a one more currency. Is there is a like priority is given, like what is the first, second, that is what is given. If it is nothing is available, then whatever that the whoever processing it, his currency will be used. Okay, and generate printable statement is allows basically two currency. You can do that. Then you can do that. You can define a different currency. You can do that. So two currencies are allowed. Okay. Now, what language it is processed? The PDF I'm talking about. The PDF. The PDF, what it does is basically look for a communication language. There is a place in that this one what the language has to be communicated. If it is defined, that is used for every employees. Okay, the employee is not defined with the communication languages, then whatever the preferred currency of the person who's processing it, that is what it goes. Okay, by default. And the PDF generator. I'm talking about the PDF. Okay. In the other side, the online statement, this is basically whatever that like TL. TL is what that if you define a more than one language, you get it in all the languages. But the PDF is always printed in only one language. That is the language. Basically, it is a communication language. If it is not there, then whoever processing has got that is uh, default language. That is what the language is used. Now, this is that printable statement template. The template, as of now, there's only one template can be uploaded. Okay. There is also option to upload the template. I'll show it. There, where you can download that whatever the template, you can customize the template, you can upload it. I cannot do much on that. The reason is when you are customizing it, I'm using the Mac. The Mac does not have there the Oracle plugin for the RTF templates. So I can't do much on that. If I find a window machine, I can do that. But I may not. As of now, I don't think I can do that, but I'll just show you what it is, the basic thing I can show you. Now, I'm not getting into all these things. I'll do it as a like when you are coming to advanced stage, I'll do that. I'm leaving it this setup. Then what you can do here is okay. Now it's still in progress. One thing you can do is you can finish this one. Okay, when you are finishing, sorry, like that's it. Now it is in a complete state. Now what you can do here is you can go and finish and generate the statement. This allow you to generate the statement. The statement can be generated in two places. Either from here you can generate that, or you can come here and you can generate the statement here. In our next lesson, we generate the statement. Okay. And if you have any question, as usual, please like you can put in a comment. I'll try to give the answer I know. If you have any questions, anything you can ask. Okay. Till I see you in the next lesson.